What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Corey, and this is Get Sharp, where I sharpen your knives. I got a fun one today. And actually, no, this one's not a fun one. This is a friggin' cool one. Had a man reach out to me recently to see if I could sharpen his knives. Yeah, boy, he's got a cool collection. Like, you might have to buy me one of these afterwards. But we've got a 8-inch Damascus chef's knife. He's got a 3.5-inch Damascus paring knife. And these are by the maker Shun. He's got a, what was this one? I hadn't heard of this before. I think it was Ashton. Asher. So this pocket knife here is an Asher S35VN. So some really cool steel here. And I like the action behind these pocket knives too. They're very clean. That kind of feels almost magnetic right there. Oh, I bet you Jaeger's way better at flipping these than I am. Then he's got another Asher, but this Asher is M390, and it is like, it's so lightweight. Makes me wonder if the handle's like titanium or something. But this thing's like, I really like this one. This one just feels great. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a, kind of like a magnetic catch feel here. And then lastly, he called this his beater. This is a CRB made out of AR RPM 9. But again, this one for, I think these ones run like 50 bucks. I'm getting one of these. I love the action. I could just flip this thing all day long. Really cool knife collection he has. So I want to make sure I do the best job I can. Before we get into the details, I'll bring you in for a closer look at these knives. So there you have it. First and foremost, this is the one I really enjoy the action on. It's got this little button here, and it's just an easy knife. I love that. That is the CRB. This one measured in with a 20-degree angle, and this is made out of AR RPM 9. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that 20-degree angle. There was several discussions on which angle to go with, and since that's what it's came in with, and that's what the people are using, that's what we're gonna go with. Next up, we have the Asher S35VN. That's this guy here. Again, really nice action on this thing. Just a beautiful knife. Really nice everyday carry for, I don't know, it's probably under 100 bucks. And after that, we have another Asher. This one is the one made out of M390. This one, it's so lightweight. This one's got to be the most expensive of the pocket knives. I mean, this thing weighs nothing at all. Just an absolute gorgeous knife. This is made out of M390. So we've got some super hard steels here we're going to be working with. One bummer though is this friggin' bevel, the thumb stud. I have the bit to pull it off, but the problem is when I spin it, this one spins with it, and this one doesn't have a bit in it. And part of the challenge you can run into with these is simply that the manufacturers usually will void your warranty if you remove these. So I'm gonna do this one last and see if we can't just maybe approach at a different angle. So instead of going the usual angle that we would go with the Tormek, I'm gonna see if I can possibly sharpen at a different angle, or maybe we'll hit the whetstone, I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of our game plan. This one came in at 20 degrees. This one actually came in at 15 degrees. So this one's got the lowest 30-degree knife edge here. So 30, 40, and 40. And then over to the kitchen knives. These are by Shun. These are Damascus steel. And boy, do those guys know how to make knives. Let me tell you. They just feel so good in the hand. And I don't know if it'll come through, but all the maker's details are right here. And what it says is, I have the paring knife DM0700 VG Max Damascus, manufactured in Japan, 3.5-inch paring. And this is going to say the same with the exception of 8-inch chef. And I already love the company that made these because they have a page on their website dedicated to sharpeners. So you can actually go in there and get, they'll tell you exactly what edge they recommend. Both of them have really minor chips in the blades. Where was this one? Really minor stuff. Oh, there it is. This one's right here. We'll see if zoom in later, we'll pull that up. And then on this one, notice up here there's a little bit of a concave in the belly. And from what I could tell by the knives I saw on the internet, like the brand new ones, their profiles, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. So we might need to kind of work this tip a little bit to bring that form back. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the one I love the action the most. And then after that, we're gonna pivot over to the S35VN. And then we're gonna go paring knife, and then we're gonna go, or maybe we'll go the big one and then the small one, and then we're gonna figure out what the heck to do about this guy. Alright, well, I'm back. I got everything set up. I got my angle set up so that I'm at 20 degrees for our CRB AR RPM 9 steel knife blade. And this is gonna be really easy going. I did also, this morning, I did a little truing on the wheel and then graded it. Went ahead and graded it up with a 800 grit diamond wheel. And I don't know if I don't have any notes on ever grinding this type of steel before. So less is more in this case, right? But the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to think I need to just invest in a CBN wheel, because the SG250, it's great and all, but can definitely take some time to grind on some. And those diamond wheels just seem to require too much extras, you know.
Just here it goes.
Especially that anti-corrosion liquid or solution. I refuse to be on a subscription plan with Tormek. I had an issue yesterday where my jig just, it's doing it again now, just like doesn't want to slide right. Must be the atmosphere, you know, maybe there's some humidity out and about. I don't mind if it's sticky, I don't mind if it's slick. All I care about is being able to control my speed. That's all I care about. Got a hair of evidence of the old edge in two spots, but we're pretty close to being done already. One of the principles of sharpening I'm following is that of the way that the Japanese do it, and that's to approach each blade with, you know, the mindset of taking as little steel off as possible, but also in the achievement of your goal, which is a razor sharp edge. So I'll take the extra time I'm going to be especially careful with these high-end knives here. Our friend Jaeger spent a lot of money on these. Right now I just licensed the business just recently. And my goal is really just to meet people and get good positive reviews to ultimately draw more people in. It's going to take time. Hoping by the end of the year, you know, I have 50 reviews, and then those reviews will just pay dividends long term. So I'm not in a game here to make quick money. Nope. In fact, I'm probably gonna lose money for the first couple of years, and I don't care. I'm doing this for, you know, I have a 20-year plan here. That's what I'm working off of. Hopefully my feathers in my hat in memory of Ace. It's been so hard. Only parrot owners can understand the pain of losing a parrot. I don't know what it's like to lose a human child, but I imagine this has got to be kind of close. But back to kind of my rant there. You know, I'm not charging much right now. People are getting great value when they choose me to sharpen their blades. But I'm going to really encourage people to take an honest look at my work and just take a couple minutes to give me the online reviews that I need. But when you look at the level of detail, you know, putting together a report on every blade. This is my intake forms to give my customers an assessment of, you know, the condition of their knife. And it's, you know, it depends. You know, some, you know, the Cuisinarts, I'm not going to go to that extreme, especially if it's a friend. But someone I don't know and that has these really nice knives, I want them to see, like, this is more of a passion project. It's not about the money. Not now anyways. But definitely down the line. I found my old Nike Murder ones. You know, stoked because I need, you know, I don't want to be taking gloves on and off to work all the touch screens for filming, and these are the best of both worlds here. Alright, up next we have Jaeger's Asher S35VN 3-inch pocket folder. Going to be applying a 15-degree secondary bevel on each side. Already preset everything. It's never a bad idea to triple check. Alright, that's right where I want it. This one came in with a 15-degree edge. So we're just maintaining. I was thinking to go 17 just to give it a little extra life, but there's a lot of information online to support the 15. We're gonna grind as much as we can with the SG250, and then I'll move over and finish the grinding on a diamond plate. Pocket knives are fun because they're so small, but they I do so many kitchen knives that, how do I put it? It just feels a little unfamiliar, I guess. This blade profile is a bit different than the last one. It's more of a, I don't know how you put it, like a drop point, right? I think maybe kind of somewhere in between. You know, before I go any further, I'm gonna wrap up the knife a little bit, just protect it. Really like this stretchy athletic tape. So it's adhesive, but it only adheres to itself. It's super cushiony, spongy. So I'm hopeful, if God forbid I was to, you know, nick a part of the handle that I didn't want to, that this would be a little bit more protective than the white athletic tape that we grew up with. There we go. In this case though, there's a lot of room between the handle and the cutting edge, so I'm not really worried about it. Super lightweight on that tip. This one had more or less of like a convex edge before it came in. Now I'm starting to see it flatten out a bit. Almost overtaking the old bevel. Not quite there yet. Very nice, very, very, very nice. Might have to buy one of these. Put out wild bird food, not wild bird food. I put out Ace's food for the wild birds. They are coming in. I just finished up our first folder, or I'm sorry, our second folder, the Asher pocket knife. And yeah, I'm happy. We got a burr and the edge is looking super straight. I'll bring it in to show you. Absolutely beautiful knife though. I might have to get me one of these ones. Time to move over to the kitchen knife set. Gonna be doing this one last, but first we have the Shun 3.5 inch paring knife. And per manufacturer recommendation, we're gonna be going with a 16 degree bevel edge. In this one there's some concave going on right here, so I'm gonna have to grind that out essentially. Just focus on the tip a little extra, I guess, and that'll smooth her out. I've already done my calculations, but let's go ahead and just triple check our angle here. This one had a lot of self-sharpening, it looked like, on it. Yeah, that's it. This one has a lot of self-sharpening, so it's just a really rounded bevel. I'll bring you guys in closer to see it so we have a before and after. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it.
Could be good. It's good. Listen, good.
Well, there we go. That was quicker work than I thought it was gonna be. I'm just trying to go kind of fast over that concave area. Let me bring you guys in for a closer look. Well, it's a fun and new angle you never really try. Gorgeous blade. I love this thing. We have that chip kinda, and then towards the heel end of the knife. So I've got a bit of grinding to do to get rid of that thing. Don't know if it'll show up on camera, but we'll try. It's married. The chip's just to the right of the Sharpie. We just gotta grind till that thing's gone. Well, if I'm not sharpening my own knives, I'm sharpening yours. Do you want to see your knife get sharpened on this channel? Reach out to me. I'm easy to find. www.GetSharpUSA.com. And yeah, I'll cover, you cover shipping, and I'll sharpen one knife for you without charging. Alright, we're probably going to have to end up firing the tip down a little bit, because it's definitely that concave area right here causing it to look a little fat on the tip. Two challenges with filming: battery life and heat. They just got another temperature thing, so I gotta shut the camera off for a minute, let it cool down. Alright, here we are back with the new battery. Camera's nice and cool for the time being. And I just kept working. I'm super happy how this turned out. Let's see if I can do a close-up where that chip was. Keyword was, because it is gone. Alright guys, it's time to pump the energy up in here. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you guys? Need a nap? It's what you call projection. One of those days, you know, it's actually been one of those weeks, one of those 2 weeks. Been just in a funk lately after losing Ace, and I just can't. I gotta pull myself out, you know, and just move on. Sucks. It sucks what happened, but I'm still here. Here it is. I want to say this is my favorite of the collection. Obviously, it's the biggest. But, boy, I could stare at this Damascus all day. I need to talk to Jaeger about redoing the face of these, too, because they're so scratched up. So maybe we'll do that in the near future. But for now, my job is to put a new edge on this thing. I couldn't even read the edge on this one, I don't think. I think it was this one. 8-inch chef's knife, Damascus. Current edge angle. This was my assessment when it first came in. Heavy convex edge, unable to measure using our trusty laser knife edge reader. Couldn't even pick it up, which is fine. I assumed a 30 plus degree or 60 total degree edge angle, just because it wasn't even showing up on the chart, and that thing only goes to what, 25 is it? 25. So it was plus 25. Condition notes: visible scratches, scuffs on cheek. Customer noted as 10-inch. Verified it's 8. Just double check. Yeah, that's 8 inches. No big deal. What else? Photos taken, yes. Okay, so I took some photos of it. Always take photos when I get a new blade in here, just to cover my own ass, right? If I fuck up and make a mistake and ruin a knife, guess what? Someone's getting a brand new knife. But that's why I'm super careful, so I don't have to buy people new knives. This one's got a chip on the... Where was it? Where was this chip? I swear it had a chip. Oh, there it is. I don't even know if you call that a chip. It's got a little ding on the... towards the heel. But other than that, and the edge being completely dull, it will cut paper though. I think I did this when he was here, just to get an idea of the sharpness of it. It's just really raggedy, you know. So it'll still do the job, but now it's time to get sharp, get the energy up. All right. So as always, start on my dominant side. Got a lot of steel to grind. I went ahead and graded the stone with the 80 grit diamond plate, with hopes that I could kind of make a little quicker work. There we go. Yeah, let's get. I'm curious, how much would you charge to sharpen an 8-inch chef's knife of Damascus? What would your fee be? Take a minute to think about that. Let me know in the comments below. Or, don't you just here watching it and you know you're not on the sharpening side, you're on the ownership side of this. What's a fair price? How cool is it that I'm going to be able to hand these knives over to Jaeger, and they're going to be super sharp, and he's going to be like, oh, I love it. And then that night I'll edit this video, and then I'll be able to text them a link to, so he can kick back and watch the process of his knives getting sharpened. That's pretty cool. Kind of funny when you think about it, like being filmed doing your work, you know? But it's by choice. It's been my whole life working under a camera. Work at a bank, you know?
I can talk.
You might notice I'm starting with my heel pretty close to the edge. That is strategic. Little takeaway I learned from the knife I just sharpened right before this, which was this guy's little brother, the paring knife. Boy, it's already starting to get hot. Once we're done grinding this, we have I gotta go take a look at that folder with the thumb stud on it. See if we can figure out a way to mount that up onto this. Otherwise, we might need to wait for the belt system to arrive next week sometime. There we go, there we go, there we go. Won't be long, we'll have a burr. chip though. Just giving myself some visual reference for where that little chip is at. You probably hit a bone. I don't know if y'all noticed or been paying attention, it sounds like there's no more taxes on tips in the United States. You know? That's interesting. I'm just not sure if it's only for restaurant industry though. It'll be interesting to see how people start gaming that, you know? If it's restaurants, I don't know that, you know, there's going to be a ton of gaming going on. But, you know, imagine, let's just look at knife sharpening. Charge $5 for a knife, but I guess you can't, like, can't really request a $15 tip to avoid taxes. That's probably illegal. But someone's gonna sit down and figure out the rules and figure out a little loophole. In fact, the President of the United States basically said that if you're not figuring out a way to game the tax system, you're a moron. I remember him saying that back when he was questioned on taxes back in when he was running for his first term. But I guess the risk would be, you know, your price is $5 and you hope someone catches the drift and understands they need to tip you like 15 to make it worth it or whatever you're, you know. I think I would, like, if I'm gonna really geek out on this thing, I think $20 is worth it, but like maybe 15 is, like, in my opinion, a really fair price, you know, to get this thing super sharp. But yeah, so I say my cost is $5 or my fee's $5, but how do I wink at? I need an extra $10 tip per knife. When it comes to taxes and all that, I in fact most time overpay a little bit because it's just not any kind of noise you want in your life. Like I said, I've been in banking a long time, and I've seen a lot of people get in trouble. It's just not worth it. It is not worth it, my friends. Pay them taxes. What else is going on in the world? Looks like Iran and Israel, that whole thing's may have like chilled out a bit, which is good. Can't imagine they let us destroy a nuclear enrichment site and they're just like, oh, okay, time to call a truce. There's no way. I mean, if I was in charge, I wouldn't. If anything, I'd be like, sure, ceasefire. And then I'd be figuring out where we're at, what's going on, and plan an attack, counterattack of some kind. Big news up here in the Seattle area, Mount Rainier, which is our big giant mountain. I think it's like 14,000 foot, maybe 15, is very prominent in the Seattle skyline. It's not far from Seattle. It had something like 300 earthquakes in a 24-hour period, which is like bananas. I guess this happened back in the 90s and then nothing else happened. But is it like a little burp, you know, or is it like starting to build up and about to get energetic, you know what I mean? If it does pop off, Tacoma, dunzo. All those glaciers, once they melt, it's just going to cause a giant rush of water and mud and just wash it all into the ocean. In fact, if you drive through like Tacoma, is it Kent? Yeah, Kent. I worked in Kent for a while on a job, and I remember seeing, you know, walking to lunch and stuff, trying to find a burger joint, whatever. You'd see signs with arrows that said like flood evacuation arrows, you know, so if something did pop off, you know which way to go. Which I imagine in some places means running towards the flood. I wish Tanya was like into cooking. I'd get her a couple of these for Christmas, but it's always nice when you can find a gift that you both love. I'm just gonna have to sharpen a bunch of knives if I want to buy these things.
I can just.
In the meantime, though, we're just gonna be buying sharpening stuff. By this time next year, I want to own the premier sharpening station in the Seattle area. Yeah, I'm going to be playing some lemonade stand. And I'm just going to keep reinvesting. Zero taxable income for a while. We're just going to keep rolling that money into tools and supplies. Long-term game plan, word of mouth. We're going to build a business off word of mouth. And all while we're going to pray Elon Musk's robot doesn't know how to sharpen knives. I haven't gotten cut today. My gloves took one cut though. Alright, we definitely got a rail going here, which is good. But we're still kind of in the mindless grinding phase. Feel like I need to do a little bit of extra on this side to catch up with the other. This knife owner's name's Jaeger. What a cool name. Jaeger. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to let the camera cool down here in a second. I don't know why it's overheating so fast. It's kind of nice I get the little notification thing though over here on the monitor. Oh yeah. Before I let the camera cool down, I'll show you our progress though. Really nice straight edge going here. Without somehow my camera display thing was like mirrored. I'm not used to anything being backwards all of a sudden. Yeah, just coming together. We really like this knife. It's just beautiful knife. Alright, we'll catch you guys in a bit. What's up, guys? Yeah, we're recording. What's up, guys? I'm back with a quick update. So far, we've completed honing on 3 of the 5. We still have the big kitchen knife here and the pocket knife that I was concerned about with the thumb studs. I was able to sharpen this one, but man, took a long time, let me tell you. I reached out to Jaeger, explained to him that it's going a little bit slower, that's an understatement. It's taking way fucking longer than I anticipated. But I took the job, so here we are. Yeah, and I'm excited to have had the opportunity to work on these knives because, boy, they are just little works of art. So, it is now evening time in Seattle, so I'm hoping the camera won't be as impacted. Get some. Try to get some light from the right side to offset that sun. That sun's gonna start poking through here any minute. Okay. Let's not get too distracted. Good old Sharpie test. My primary angle here is on this blade, or I'm sorry, my secondary is 16. And my goal is to hone at like 16.1, 16.2. So really need to make sure I'm overlapping that apex. Give me a fair shake at knocking the root of that burr off. Oh, see this? Didn't know that was coming today. I was expecting it like the end of next week, actually. So we got a gift from a super fan, and I am super excited to get that set up. So we're gonna get Jaeger's knives wrapped up here, and then I need to do some editing. I have a video that Tanya helped me film last night. I edited it already, but I need to do the title, description, and most importantly that thumbnail. You wouldn't think a thumbnail would be that much work, but they are kind of time consuming. At least for me. At this stage and time in the universe, Photoshop is probably like old people stuff at this point, huh? Okay. Like 99% sure we're on 16.1 here. Just gonna double check though. Then I'm gonna triple check.
Okay. Good.
You know what? Let's get all that. Let's erase all that Sharpie off of here. And I'm gonna bring you guys in for a closer look here. This is, in terms of my sharpening process, this is the most dangerous part for me. This is the exact scenario I got whacked on, geez, last winter, last fall. So, alright, let me get you guys set up closer, and yeah, we'll start the honing on the 8-inch Damascus. Yeah, I'm just really impressed by Jaeger's knife collection here. Makes you work harder, you know, when you know someone shares the same love and passion for blades and knives as you.
Like this.
So, I'm treating each one of these as if it was my own. Or not just my own, but like my favorite, you know? Because if roles were reversed and I was trusting him with my knives, I would hope for the same. Got good contact on the stone. Band on it real quick. It's heating up in here, you know. You want to hear something kind of funny? When Jaeger brought these in and dropped them off, he made little safety sleeves for them, you know? And he took it out, put the knife on my workbench, and I'm, you know, looking at the pattern of the Damascus, and I'm like, oh wow. And I almost said it out loud. Wow, how did they get the water pattern on there? Because it looked like water. And right as he said that, he moved it, and I saw the bead of water moved, and I realized, oh my goodness, he washed them before he brought them, or rinsed them, and it's just water on it. And I would have sounded like a friggin' idiot. Nice. Japanese stones making quick work. After this, we're gonna go hit the kangaroo tail. We're done. Beautiful, beautiful knife. I am jealous. Just gonna leave that tape on there just in case. But let's see it. No, it will not focus on anything other than my face. I think my aperture is wide enough though. fill any hang-ups. Best part is we're not done. Just kind of testing to see where we stand. All right, so we got the rough side of the Kangaroo tail here. It's actually quite an interesting looking material. Ooh, let me show you guys. I don't know, I was never too excited about the prices, and it's not cheap stuff. And ran into a blade recently. Really was giving me a hard time. Did some research and, you know, found that one of my solutions might be the Kangaroo strop. Kangaroo tail strop. So I did some digging online and found a supplier who was selling tanned tails, $40 landed, with 1 week. Couldn't really say no. Just pull it taut. There we go. Not too taut.
Two.
Trying to follow the same, the angle of the grind.
It's just
Vertical. Bust over to the soft side. Well, dinner was ready about an hour ago, so I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll be back and we'll finish this up tonight. I'm back. It's the next day. Unfortunately, just had too much going on last night to keep filming and sharpening. And I promised Jaeger 24-hour turnaround. Went a little bit over that, but he's a cool guy, so he's not too worried. Couldn't film the rest of the process. It was just too much with the cameras, and you know, those pocket knives were a lot of friggin' work. Those super steels, holy shit. So they've inspired me to kind of make some changes to the tools we use. So that'll be coming in the near future. I'm super happy with the sharpness. I'm not gonna do a ton of cutting. That's what he paid for. But nonetheless, we gotta make sure it's sharp, right? There we go. So that's the big Damascus, big 8-inch Damascus chef's knife. Very happy with that. We finished up the paring knife, the Damascus paring knife. And of the pocket knives, we had 3 types of steel here. We had the M390, the S35VN, and then this is the first time I come across this stuff. RPM 9. This one, I looked this blade up. It's like $50. I'm gonna buy one. Like this stuff's quite interesting. Very tough steel. Very tough steel. And I did clean all of his knives and finished them with the same oil I use on my Nihato collection. So yeah, overall I am I'm super happy. Definitely a challenge, but a really fun experience, and I learned a lot. All right, up next, I'm gonna take a look at what's in here and what's in store for the future of Get Sharp. All right, so I'll see you guys shortly once I change out the batteries and do all that jazz. All right, guys, thanks for joining, and catch you later. Bye.